A special edition today. Yes, we get to visit one of Missouri's prized attractions. Yes, the Uranus Fudge Factory. We plunge deep into Uranus. Plus some idiots and Ass-Wagons, load updates, Rusty, and more on this episode of
the Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, we've got a treat today. Here we are in Uranus, Missouri, home of the Uranus Fudge Factory, so I'm going to go explore Uranus. Alright, so there's the main store right there for the Uranus Fudge Factory. I'll have to get a shot of the sign. And they've got all these other little, this all must be connected. They've got the Uranus City Jail. Yes, lots to explore here in Uranus. Alright, there's the famous Uranus Fudge Factory sign and Sideshow Museum. I didn't do the Sideshow Museum. They also have ice cream too, so apparently you can get hand-scooped ice cream from Uranus. Here we are, Uranus Fudge Factory. Thanks for visiting Uranus, and here's where you enter Uranus. Of course, the best fudge comes from Uranus. And I love Uranus. Yes, as you can see, there is a ton to look at and explore in Uranus. And of course, the main reason you come here for the fudge. Rocky Road, praline pecan, raspberry vanilla, vanilla. There's peanut butter. There's a whole bunch of different flavors here. M&M. You gotta love it, baby. Lots of fudge to be had. Oh, and I found this. Bob Ross making happy accidents in Uranus. Oh, those of you who grew up when I did, yeah, you remember Bob Ross. These happy trees. And you can get even a Bob Ross finger puppet if you wanted to here in Uranus. And even Rusty gets to run around in Uranus. Right, Rusty? Are you exploring Uranus? Rusty, you're running in Uranus. Look, there's even a dinosaur in Uranus. Okay, overall, I'd say that was a fairly successful journey into Uranus. And yes, I probed all over Uranus, got to explore Uranus. And of course, had to get some of the world's best fudge, because after all, the world's best fudge comes from Uranus. There you go. So I got a square of the peanut butter and a square of the cookies and cream. Yeah, the best fudge comes from Uranus. And I got some little gifty things. I wish I had more money to spend. I would have got some shirts and hats for people, but I did get a couple of koozies. Awesome things are found in Uranus. And I love Uranus. A couple koozies, I got a couple of magnets. Let's see, we have big fun in Uranus. Yeah, we're having big fun in Uranus. And also I love this one. We pump it in the front and lube it in the back. Uranus Gas and Lube Company. And then for my daughter, I got this. Let me unwrap it. They wrapped it in paper so it wouldn't break. It's Uranus Farms apple cinnamon syrup, fresh from Uranus to the table. Ah, she likes to cook stuff, so I thought that'd be fun. So there you go. Yeah, a successful jaunt into Uranus. Yeah, so that was a successful trip to Uranus. It just cracks me up. I love that. And you know, I even called ahead to make sure I could park the truck there. Guy answered and I said, yeah, I just need to know, do you have, is there truck parking available in Uranus? Without a beat, he doesn't even miss it. He just said, oh yes sir, don't worry about it. We've got plenty of room for you to park your big rig in Uranus. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, I texted Elliot and said, hey, I'm going to be stopping by, I'm going to stop by and explore Uranus. And he responds back and says, I bet it smells good in there. And yes, I can confirm, it did smell very good in Uranus. Yeah, you just can't, you know, you have to keep on going with it. What can I say? Yeah, and here on the box it even says, probe Uranus deeper. Sign up for our newsletter. Also, see more of Uranus at uranusgeneralstore.com. So yeah, it's just fun stuff. I think it's exit 163, I want to say, on I-44 in Missouri. Yeah, it's worth the stop. I mean, come on, how often do you get to explore Uranus? Alright, so today is Thursday the 6th. Yeah, I drove into the night, so I figured by the time I get parked around, 4 a.m. Eastern time, I might be able to find a place to park. What do you think? And I did. I'm parked here at Mr. Fuel in Spiceland, Indiana. About as far as I can make it. I do have some idiots and Ass-Wagons to show you. When I was on my way to pick up my next load on Monday, I was heading back towards the St. Louis area, and all of a sudden my Garmin's going blah, 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 an hour delay, an hour and a half delay, and I'm like, well, I'm not sure I really believe that. Sometimes it'll say a road's closed when it's just construction. Then they had one of those electronic signs up on the side of the road, one of those they can wheel on a trailer. Said I-70 closed at mile marker 180, find alternate route. I'm at like mile marker 175. I'm like, oh crap. And so maybe I wasn't quite that far. So I jumped off and started heading all these little tiny county roads. Took me quite a while, but by the time I got back up to the freeway, I saw what was going on. All right, right here, I'm coming back up now after going on all those little county roads, and you can see the westbound traffic's moving, but eastbound is not. A couple of cop cars down to the right, a tow truck over there to the left, come across the bridge, there's a cop directing traffic. They're making everybody get off of that exit and go back across down to the next on-ramp to get back on the freeway, so I gotta wait a little bit. So he waves a few more cars and trucks by, and then he finally lets me go ahead and make the turn. And as we're coming around the on-ramp to get back onto I-70, look over there to the left, you can see there's another big truck down there on the shoulder. Must have been involved in whatever giant wreck that was that shut down the interstate completely. Then we get whipping along, and coming up here then, yeah, another incident. There's a tanker. Decided to run across the median and get tangled up in that wire stuff. Yeah, you can see where the tracks are from the westbound side. So I figured probably taking that other route, since it looks like they had I-70 completely shut down, obviously, for a while. Did save me about an hour, delayed me close to an hour, but what are you going to do? Picked up a load of empty dunnage stuff from Budweiser in Edwardsville, Illinois. Brought it down to Sapulpa, Oklahoma for a delivery. I guess that would have been Tuesday, right? Yeah, Tuesday, and then had another load I was picking up also on Tuesday down in McAllister, Oklahoma. That's going all the way up to New York State. I've got a Friday morning delivery, and that's why it's now Thursday morning. I drove all through the night, dang near 700 miles, and I'll finish. I'm going to do a long break today, and then drive through the night and deliver in New York State, and then I'm going to pick up another load, heading back towards Wisconsin, and then I'm going to get the cereal again, going back to Cheyenne. The lignite's coming up again, so I'm booked now for like the next week and a half, which is a good thing. Oh, and while I was driving in Oklahoma, yeah, another Ass-Wagon. All right, going along, and look at this little pickup holding that trailer in front of me. No lights on that thing, and he all of a sudden slams on the brakes and decides to turn right into that shop. Damn near miss him. An asshole with a pickup holding a utility trailer with no brake lights on it. Oh, and while I was picking up that load in Edwardsville, Illinois, that Budweiser thing, they gave us this special handout saying, do not pull out from the dock if you got a red light. Here's why. Look over there.
Apparently, this is what happened when somebody tried to pull away from the door that still had a red light on it. And look what happened. Holy mare.
Whoops. Oh, also caught this sign in Oklahoma. Thought it was pretty neat. Yeah, did you see that? Let's get a close-up. We're going to rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Boom, 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 boom. Can you name that song? Yeah, Electric Avenue. Eddie Grant from the 80s. Hello. Oh, and while I was fueling up in Big Cabin, Oklahoma, it was just yesterday, I stopped at this, the Woodshed fuel stop, Travel Plaza, what have you, and out front there was a big boy. Yeah, if you're anywhere close to my age, I'm 57, you might have grown up with the big boy restaurants. In Colorado, they were called Azar's Big Boys. I know in other parts of the country, they were called Bob's Big Boy, Vip's Big Boy, Kip's Big Boy. Those were they were kind of like a Denny's, except a little bit better, and they were all over the country. I don't think really any of them exist anymore, but that's interesting to see the big boy. So yeah, like I said earlier, we're doing the cereal, bring me back home, doing the lignite again. I've got 2 lignite loads, so I'll get a whip around the house a couple of times, which is good. My IFTA stickers are there, my New York Hut stickers there. I'm going to need to try to do a couple more things into the truck as we're slowly customizing this a little bit more to make it more like I need it to be. But boy, I can tell you this thing does run rougher. It's one thing I miss about the Coronado. It had a longer wheelbase, and the steer axle was pushed forward more under the hood, and not like more where you're sitting over it like on these Cascadias. And that makes this thing jump and hop and bounce so much more on rough roads. And God forbid if you're driving across Indiana, holy mirrored! Indiana should be ashamed of how bad their frickin' roads are. And they work on them every year. Do they ever get any better? No. One thing I know I need to do, I've got at home, I got new coax cable and the mounts that'll work on this, off the mirror mounts for this Cascadia, so I can actually put my old antennas back up. Because I do have the CB in here, and I hooked it up to that internal antenna, so I receive pretty good, but it won't throw out, and the SWR is all bad, so I need to put in my own stuff, and I'm going to pick up a few other things. Like I say, it's going to take me a while to get this thing customized exactly the way I want, because I really can't take much time off to do it. John Holgren's been doing sketches and helping me figure out what to do about the little drawer thing next to the toilet and the thing up there, so it's all coming. So keep paying attention and keep watching, and I can show you more ways to customize your truck when you follow me right here on the Clutch Trucker channel. What do you think? Well, thanks for tuning in for that one, and I hope you enjoyed the tour of Uranus. You know, the jokes just keep on coming. They just never stop. And I love how when you go inside, they scream, you know, welcome to Uranus. After I checked out on the way out, of course, they had to say, make sure you wash your hands after, you know, plunging deep into Uranus. It's just fun. So, you know, I would recommend if you ever wanted to do that. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like and comment and share and all that stuff. I get your comments as soon as I can. Sometimes it takes a few days because I'm a working truck driver. Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter, X, Clutch Trucker 5 on TikTok. Usually I put Rusty shorts and things up there. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. Dusty, maybe after dinner we could take a walk and you could kiss me on the veranda. Lips would be fine. All right, Rusty, you're bouncing all over the place. Is there something you want? Is there something you want? What could it be? Could it be bacon strips? All right, Rusty dog, there you go. Oh, yes. Enjoying your bacon strip. And why? Sing it with me, because he's a bacon strip dog. He's a bacon strip dog. Sometimes it eats too fast and it starts to cough. He's a bacon strip dog. Oh, yeah. A couple small pieces for you today, but just as good. Right, Rusty? Let's get that happy dog look. Hello. Hello.